Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are. Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of Tech Inclusion.
Hey. It's like, who's in person? It was like, hey, clap,
Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm Melinda Briana Epler. I'm the founder and CEO of Change Catalyst, the company that puts on Tech Inclusion.
And I'm Sutton, co-founder CTO.
So I wanted to start the day just by recognizing that here in San Francisco, Monday was Indigenous Peoples Day, and it is a growing holiday in several parts of the US. And I wanted to acknowledge the Indigenous people around the world. We live on the traditional land of the Ramaytush people here in Yalamo, actually, the Yalamo people of the Yalamu Ramaytush people, Ohlone people. And I honor and respect their elders, past and present, as well as their culture, their stories, their traditions. Please make sure that when you are doing diversity and inclusion work, that your inclusion programs include Native people. Representation and leadership matters. So, welcome to day 2. As many of you know, Change Catalyst, this is brought to you by Change Catalyst, our company, a small team that works to create change around the world around inclusive innovation. And this is the next wave of leadership, Tech Inclusion 2020. And here I just want to say a few words about 2020. This year has really shined a light on inequities that have lived in our systems and society for hundreds of years, and it has to change. We all have to be there for each other. We all have to be the change. We can all make a difference in each other's eyes, and we can make a difference in the world. And it's the only world we have. It's the only lives we have. So if you're holding back, if you're sitting back, if you're waiting for someone to step in, that someone is you. That someone is us. It is us. We each have a role to play. We're either accepting the way things are and therefore complicit in it, or we're actively working to change it. So I just want to ask you all, which is it for you? And if you're here, chances are you're working to change it or you want to change it. So how are you using your power and your privilege to create change? There's always someone that has less privilege and power than us. So how are you using your power and privilege to create change in other people's lives? And how will you embody a new future in who you are and in what you do? We are the next wave of leadership. So how will you lead? How will you lead? And I want you to start to think about that throughout the day. How will you lead? How will you grow? How will you create change? So we talked about this yesterday, but we have an allyship survey out there. We're creating an allyship report for companies to better understand why allyship and advocacy is important. So if you would just take a moment, if you haven't already, to fill out the survey, we'd be really appreciative. That really helps us out a lot. And there's some great minds here. We'd love to hear from you.
And so today's a safe space, I hope it's a safe space in where you are. I got caught up in thinking, well, we're like offline, we're on stage, we're at a conference. Guess what happens when we see this live? You just stand up talking in front of people. So, but it's still a safe and exclusive space. In the chat, we have my team monitoring the chat. And then we have a code of conduct which you agreed upon when you register for this event. But open yourself to new ideas, learn, take new actions. Agreed 1,000, whatever Melinda said. Let speakers know you heard them. Use the chat, use the Q&A. We have to ask a question feature at the bottom of your screen. We maybe do some polls throughout the day, some surveys as well. But you can use emojis. But let speakers know that that you value them and that you heard them in the chat. Take care of yourself. Wherever you are, stand up, take a break. Keep AirPods on, your earbuds in, listen throughout the day, and have fun.
I want to say a special shout out and special thank you to our supporting sponsor, Blend, who's been an amazing partner with us over the last couple of years and at Tech Inclusion 2020. Thank you also to our event sponsors, Oracle, Bitwise Industries, and they're doing a lot of work behind the scenes with us. Limeade, Indeed, Balsamic, Blackline, the Kauffman Foundation, which is sponsoring the Inclusive Innovation Track, and Twilio and Interpreter Now, which has sponsored all of our ASL interpreters. Steph is on screen now. You'll see several ASL interpreters throughout the day. Also, thank you to our Ability and Tech sponsor, the With Foundation, and all of our amazing community partners. Each of these organizations is doing work around creating change in the tech ecosystem, and really appreciate all of them and their partnership.
And thank you to our amazing team, Renzo, Antonia, all our volunteers, all the people who have worked with us over the years, who help us get the word out of the day. But thank you to the team and the volunteers who have been behind the scenes to help make this happen.
And Sally and Shabani and Shalan, who have been integral to this throughout the time, working hard as well, and the Bitwise team too.
Yes, Sally, thank you.
All right, so we're going to transition, and while we transition, I'm just going, while we transition all the panelists on screen, I'm going to ask you all to do some interactivity. So we did this a little bit yesterday, so if you haven't done it yet, we didn't get a lot of responses yet, so I want to hear 2020 in one word. We had some really great words that came up yesterday in the chat. If you could go to menti.com and just use that code, or you can just scan the QR code here. If that's easier, it should go directly to the page. So 2020 in one word.